Hey, J.D. Well, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thank you guys for having me.
All right, so we're gonna go right into the questions. I'm gonna go right into the nitty gritty. Where does the J.D. come from in the name? I feel like everyone's been thinking about it. Everyone's been asking. Where does that J.D. come from?
Yeah, it's $1 million question. A lot of I'm a junior. My dad is got the same name, so I was Jonathan Gregory Davis Jr. And for the longest time growing up, my mom and dad just called me J.D. So it kind of stuck. And in the baseball world, growing up, I was known as J.D. And I don't know what happened or what stuck, but around middle school, high school, J.D. Davis just kind of stuck and just didn't really fight it. Just liked the name J.D. and so yeah.
All right. First off, thank you for joining the podcast, J.D. I really appreciate having you. And welcome to New York.
Oh, no, I'm ecstatic. Pumped.
Yeah, awesome. So my question is, since it's very fresh in your memory, how did you find out that you were traded, and what is the first thing you did after finding out?
First thing, I woke up Sunday morning, and I got a call from Astros GM Jeff Lunau, and said he needed to talk to me. I had a missed phone call, and a text message said he needed to call me back, and so I ended up waking up, calling him, and he gave me the news that I've been traded to the Mets. He wished me luck, and that's how I found out. And then he gave me his information to Brody, GM Brody Mets, and then Brody called me in about 15 minutes, and that's what it was. And then we ended up we were out to brunch, and my dad was ecstatic, and he popped some cheap champagne where we were at, and we celebrated a little bit for the new opportunity to go play in the Big Apple.
That's awesome. I'm happy that you're excited to be here. I'm happy that we're gonna have someone who wants to be here, and it just brings a smile to my face to hear that. Going into 2019, what are your personal goals, just overall for the 2019 season as a New York Met?
Well, personal goals. I'm not much of a personal guy. I'm more of a team guy. So obviously, any way I can contribute to win. But if I had to put it for personal goals, obviously, keep up or pick up my numbers for or do my contribution on offense to hitting home runs, and then obviously playing the game the right way, and saving some runs on defense. And personal goals, I've never really had any, so I can't really answer that. But I can sure that any goal just in mind is to obviously win more ball games.
Well, it's always great to have a team player. That's just a great quality to have. Now, my next question for you is, what part of your game are you most intent on improving during the 2019 season?
The biggest one is my defense. Not really my hands or anything. I think it's just the footwork. I've continuously over the past year or two intensifying my agility and working out in the off season to help my feet. The first goal was from transferring from the outfield to third base and with the Astros to soften up my hands, and I've done a pretty good job of that. So now it's transferring over to the feet and trying to keep my momentum, staying down on balls and staying down on my throws, and I think that's the biggest thing. And then improving again explosiveness on the bases, and I may not be the fastest guy, but for sure I'll be a good high base running IQ, going from first to third or stretching it from second to home and making tight turns and stuff.
Okay, that's a good place to start. So we started talking about the trade a little bit earlier. There's a lot of things that aren't spoken about that are a lot of non-baseball pieces to being traded. So what is like? How can you explain the non-baseball side, such as finding a place to live in New York or contacting new people and the outside part of it? If you can touch a little bit on that.
Well, the baseball world is always a small world, so obviously, I know a few guys playing in AAA, playing against your guys' affiliate Las Vegas last year. So I know a few of the younger guys that have gone up there. So obviously, contacting them, and getting to know them, and obviously, just reaching out to them. But then obviously off the field, it's going to be a new place. I got to get used to New York. So hopefully, maybe I can fly out before spring training or in between spring training and the regular season. I can finally get a place and kind of explore the city and explore the around the area of the stadium and just get to know New York.
Yeah, I definitely think you're going to love New York City. It's just one of the best places in the world, best cities in the world. My next question is, all right, who are you going to miss the most from the Astros organization? And also, another part to it is, what is your favorite memory during your time in the organization?
Oh, man. Well, missing the most, I mean, I can't really specify someone, but obviously the coaches and the teammates. That's the first pro ball or pro system that I went through, and I've met so many people through the system, and I was kind of shocked and humbled by so many people that reached out to me when I got traded and just wishing me luck from the Astros. And so I can't really specify on a particular one, but my favorite memory, obviously, besides debuting, I would say hitting the 3-run home run against the New York Yankees to win us the game with Verlander on the mound. We ended up winning 3-1 that day.
Yeah, I remember that. That's great.
I like any homer hit against the Yankees, so that's definitely a good memory to have. So next year, you were talking about how a few of the guys from AAA, some of the younger guys. Is there anyone that you haven't met yet that you're excited to meet and play with? Anyone that you can think of from the top of your head?
I mean, obviously, the big guys are the older guys on the team. Obviously, I've said hi to them on the field, but it's a little different from striking up a relationship or a conversation or getting into a relationship with some of the guys on the team. Obviously, the head guys in the clubhouse, Noah Syndergaard, J.D, and then some of the older guys on the position side, Frazier. And all those guys. So it's I'm excited to get to know them. I know you guys just acquired Robbie Cano too, so obviously pick his brain. But but I'm always intrigued by just the older guys and trying to pick their brain and learn from them because they've been in the game longer than I have.
Yeah. So building off that a bit, this question. In a way, it's who is someone who is actively playing, or they could even be retired. It doesn't matter to me. That has influenced you as a player.
I would probably go, actively playing as in. Oh man. The one of the big guys was Brian McCann. He got traded to the Braves. One of the best teammates I've ever played with, and then the up the middle for the Astros, Carlos Correa and Altuve. They've constantly take the young guys under their wing and show them, and they're great teammates. And I think those three guys are they've always kind of actively kind of not necessarily a role model, but they just showed you how to be a professional, I would say.
Yeah, that's really awesome. I didn't expect to hear Brian McCann's name, but that's awesome. So